Hey everybody, we're finally back at New Smyrna Beach. It's about 2 hours before high tide. We've been here an hour. She hasn't got any bites. It looks like a tough day, but I got a frozen whiting head on the Shimano Terramar, so maybe we get lucky. Okay, she's got a new sand perch rig on there, and I clipped a third hook to the bottom, so it's the 3-hook rig now. She's got a little sand flea on each one, and then the fish bites. And I put new 30-pound line on her Penn 550 SSG. So this is her bait rod setup. Now she needs to get something so I can use for cut bait. Okay, it looks like she's got the first fish. We've been here over an hour. So anything she gets is gonna be great. Wow, even a catfish is okay. I'll save that in case I decide to put a chunk of catfish on instead of the whiting head. The last 3 trips that we came were a disaster, and this is our first trip in 6 months. Okay, here's the shark rod for today. Our 8-foot Terramar and the BG 5000. I got 7 foot of 80-pound single strand mono with an FG knot, and I got 27 inches of 480 cable with an 11.0 Eagle Claw L204 and the little frozen whiting head. So I'm going to use this today and maybe throw some cut bait rigs later on. Okay, when I was throwing the Terramar, she caught a little whiting. That's perfect. Now we got cut bait for the rest of the day. Good job. Okay, the wind's picked up, and we got our GoPro 8, and it doesn't have a wind muff on it, so hopefully it won't get much wind here. That looked like a pretty good bite. Hopefully it's not a catfish. And it's a catfish. I'm definitely taking it off. Looks like it's a catfish day, but let's hope this is a whiting. No, it's another catfish. It is what it is. Okay, it's about an hour after high tide, so we still got about 2 hours left. So I'm putting a 25-inch double 8.0 rig. These are deadly on the black-nosed sharks. And I'm going to run chunk catfish that's skinned on the top hook and a little chunk of whiting on the bottom. And with these hooks, you can get the bluefish, even though they're a little bit big. Well, we were planning on staying another hour, but I don't think it's going to show up on camera, but there's big clumps of the seaweed in the water. So we're not going to deal with that, so I'm going to put the Terramar up, and she can still fish with her bait rod, and maybe we can bring some whiting heads home. So our first trip back in 6 months. It's been a tough day, but once again, it is what it is. We were just glad to be able to come. Okay, we're not going to be here much longer. It's a lot windier than it's supposed to be. I'll give you a look down both sides of the beach. There's a lot of seaweed at the top of the dunes, but the high tide never brought any of it in. This is the other side, all the way up and down the beach. But the dunes look good. They're kind of steep. And the sand's really soft, so there's a lot of sand fleas. So this looks like the old Play Linda used to look. And usually the beach will stay like this for a while. So let's see, maybe the storms will change it. All right, we're wrapping it up. About 6 hours, 2 whiting and 4 catfish, a pretty tough day. Our first trip back to the beach in 6 months. So hopefully the next trip's gonna be better.